I still don't feel like I'm getting paid what I deserve. And
Today?
Today. I haven't gotten a raise or paid. I've been getting the same amount for films since, I think it was Proud Mary.
Since Proud Mary, which was what year?
2018 was when I finally got a real quote. I haven't gotten a raise since then. And each and every project that I have to fight for that.
You still have to fight.
I have to fight for that.
It is not one, but two strong women ready to give up everything to expose Hollywood.
And then when Robbie Prohl and Netflix also says, Monique is a legend, correct?
Absolutely.
And you believe that Chris Rock is a legend, as I do as well.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And you would say Dave Chappelle is a legend, right?
Absolutely.
What makes me a different legend from Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock?
Well, when it comes to that Netflix special, the fact that Dave Chappelle did 1,500 shows prior to signing his Netflix deal. Chris Rock was on tour with the Total Blackout tour, selling our shows arenas around the world before they did that Netflix
And they also
deal.
lured him away from HBO.
Well, I understand what y'all are coming to the table with. When I came to the table and I said, guys, and I said it humbly, I'm the most decorated comedian alive. And I said that humbly. And then some people said, oh, Monique is crazy, till it was proven. Till everybody actually saw the numbers and said, well, I guess she's right about that. And when you say this is a what have you done for me lately, the question is, how much more do I have to do, brother?
Recently, a lot of actors have come forward and exposed Hollywood for its unfair treatment and history of blackballing individuals simply for speaking their truth.
Because when you do a film called Almost Christmas, and that film has a $17 million budget, but it makes $45 million. And then my sister Amy Schumer does a film called Snatched, and that film makes $45 million, but it has a budget of $42 million. Now, what's the profit on that? I'm asking a question.
You made a lot more profit than Amy
Well,
did.
it was actually a $25 million profit. Well, we actually talked to the vice president of Netflix, Leonard.
Right.
And
So
what
my
happens
point-
is when you're basing off of what you're assuming, and then you give me a title of Donkey of the Day. Is your mother still alive?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're from what city in South Carolina?
Moncks Corner, South Carolina.
Moncks Corner. And if I was to call your mother or your grandmother, could they tell me stories of inequality that they had to deal with?
Absolutely.
So would your mother be a donkey?
No.
Would your grandmother be a donkey?
No.
I need you to explain how you gave me the title because you're not explaining it. You're going off of what I assume. But because you're on that microphone, and when we open up these microphones, we know just how powerful our voices can be, don't we, Angela?
Yes, we do.
And we know that what we say can become law. Correct, Leonard?
Absolutely.
So when we do that, we must then explain it to our community because we know how poisonous it can be when we put things out, but we can't back it up. We just say it.
But even then, that has not stopped these actors from voicing their opinions, with Tarji P. Henson and Monique taking the lead.
I'm just tired of working so hard, being gracious at what I do, getting paid a fraction of the cost. I'm tired of hearing my sisters say the same thing over and over. You get tired. I hear people go, you work a lot. Well, have to.
You may really want to consider promoting this film because if you get nominated for an Oscar award, your next film is $3 to $5 million. And if you win it, your next film is $6 to $8 million. I said, Tyler, who you talking to? I'm a black woman. Where do they pay those type of salaries, brother? I said, what I cannot do, Tyler, is work for free.
Here's everything you need to know. Now, some people quickly dismissed Monique's initial claims regarding the low offer from Netflix because they thought she had a harsh temperament. But here's where Monique set the record straight.
Here would be the question.
You know what I mean?
Here would be the question. Almost Christmas. Would you say that was a hit movie?
Definitely a hit movie.
Would you say Bessie was a hit?
Yes.
Would you say
Precious
was a hit?
Absolutely.
So the question is, so Monique, you didn't do nothing in 2017 that was on TV that we could see. So So that means you're irrelevant?
I don't think anything's
So
irrelevant, not at
what
all.
happens is, if you see these number ones, and here's where, when someone said to me, Monique, does it become disheartening when it's your folks? It's understandable. I don't take offense, it's understandable, and I'll explain why. When I have to sit here and not defend, but explain to people that look like me, well, when did I become irrelevant? If there was a movie out called Almost Christmas, what, in 2016? This is 2018. So now all of a sudden, oh, we don't know if people are gonna show up and show out. Now, when I did a show called The Bernie and Sid Show, I'm sure you know those brothers, two white brothers. And when I walked in there, Leonard, I walked in with a preconceived notion that I was gonna have to defend myself.
Correct.
Because one is a strong Trump supporter and the other is a Democrat, but I'm thinking I'm gonna have to walk in and defend myself with these white brothers. After 5 minutes of us talking, they shut their show down. And they said, Monique, we're gonna call this what this is. This is nothing but racism, and we can't sit back and allow it and watch it happen. So no, we're gonna tell our listeners to boycott Netflix until they get it right, because you are a legend, and we have to honor and respect you.
Then again, Monique's prior disclosure of a 2015 chat with director Lee Daniels, in which he allegedly told her that she had been blackballed from the industry because she refused to follow Hollywood's conventions, fueled the flames even more.
You know, the phone was ringing and the scripts were coming. And when people say, Monique, where have you been? It's not that I haven't been on TV or been in the movies because I've been blackballed, as Mr. Daniels has said. The offers just didn't make sense, Dawn. So again, the phones didn't stop ringing and the scripts didn't stop coming, but the offers that were associated with them were offers that made me say, guys, I can't accept that. Because if I accept that and I won the award, what are my sisters being offered that didn't win the award or wasn't nominated? And what does it say to the little girl who's not here yet, that if we continue to accept these low offers, however do we make it different and make a change? It shocked me because I was saying to the screen, Dawn, please ask them what the demands were. And actually, there were no demands. There was a request from the movie studio, and they called and requested that I fly to France for the Cannes Film Festival. I simply said I respectfully declined, because if you can remember at the time, there was a talk show called The Monique Show. I was doing a comedy tour. I was actually in the award season of the awards, and I'm also a wife, and I'm a mommy. So when they called, I had a couple days just downtime. I wanted to spend that with my husband and my kids. So when we said we respectfully declined, the movie studio called back again. And they said, okay, well, we'll upgrade her hotel room. Well, when the third call came and they said, what is it gonna take to get Monique to France, to the Cannes Film Festival? And my husband said, is there a number associated with it? And they said, oh, we would never pay for anyone to do any promotions for a movie. And we said we understood, because what people didn't know was I was paid $50,000 to do the movie Precious. And it really wasn't about the money, and I'm not complaining because I signed up to do it with my friend.
Yeah. But
So when the movie-
you're saying that because you didn't have the money to do this on your own. Is that what you're saying? That you needed to
Well-
feed your family and pay your bill?
I think that's what America says.
Yeah.
I think we all say, I can't do it for free.
Right.
So when the movie studio says we can't set a precedence and pay you to do this, we didn't have an issue with them.
Okay.
But that's when the reports came that now Monique is being demanding and she's being difficult.
Of course, many first blamed Monique's outspokenness for her lack of success in obtaining a fair deal, blaming her for the low offer from Netflix. But it became clear that there was more going on when fellow comic Wanda Sykes came up and said that Netflix had offered less than half of what Monique was promised for her comedy special.
What black female comedian got the multi-million-dollar deal? Name her.
I know.
But don't you think it's coming?
Tiffany Haddish-
I'm sure Tiffany Haddish will be presented with something if she hasn't already.
Well, but we gotta speak about the sisters that's done it. See, when Wanda Sykes is number 100 on Comedy Central's top comedians ever.
Number 70.
I'm sorry, Daddy, number 70 on the top 100 ever. But they offer her $250. So what do you say to that, Lenore?
Well, I actually asked about that. I spoke to somebody at Netflix, and they offered that deal to Wanda Sykes before this guy that does these stand-up deals even got in the position. They offered this deal to her some years ago.
Does it seem strange that you always have an answer when our finish line keeps getting moved?
You see, Monique and Netflix got into a heated argument because she was offered less money for a comedy program than they did for white comedians.
When our finish line keeps getting moved?
When our finish line keeps getting moved. When I say name me one black female comedian that's got the $1 million payday, I'm waiting to hear the answer.
Right. So you think it's specific to comedians because I don't know on Netflix any. But I can't say for sure.
And history name her.
Well, I would ask what black female comedian has sold out 50 arenas around the world.
Well, what I would tell
MSG?
you is there's 4 beautiful black female comedians that we just got a Legends Award. Her name is Samore. Her name is Adele. Her name is Miss Laura. Her name is Monique. And when the Queens of Comedy was on tour, see, we made history. And I don't know if you've done your homework, because we were the only female group, black, white, Latin, Asian, to sell out consecutively around this country. But you'll disregard that because you'll say, well, what did you do yesterday? See, you can't take it away. Now, you're the businessman, and you're looking at that resume, and everything on that resume says number 1. Everything on that resume says sell out. Now, all of a sudden, is it going to change, businessman?
Yeah.
Monique added that she didn't receive many work offers from Hollywood when she demanded proper compensation for promoting Precious, and that even though Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey had the chance to step up for her, they didn't. So, in turn, Monique has decided to speak her heart out.
I've done what I was supposed to do. I cannot go overseas and do this for free, Tyler. So then he goes on about his spiel, you know. I said, well, listen, you can write me the check for me to go overseas. I don't care where the money comes from, but I'm not gonna do it for free. He says, well, I don't believe in giving money away for free. I said, I don't believe in working for free, so we're on the same page. We've never heard Tyler Perry say Monique did nothing wrong, except when your listeners hear it on the audio. But he's never come out publicly and said that. Remember when I said earlier, I've never seen so many cowards and black men in this business? I would have to put my brother Tyler Perry in that. And I'm gonna tell you why I say that. See, when I see you do a clip and you go to T.D. Jakes' church, and I watch you write a check for $1 million in front of the congregation, and you give it to this man, was that for the congregation to give more money? Or was that really genuine? See, when no one's watching, who are you? To when everyone's watching. And we got a chance to see him when no one was watching. See, your listeners will hear that audio when he makes statements like, and I gotta bring this up, Daddy, because it's a part of it and you understand the devalue of black women. Recently, I saw a quote that my sister Tarji put out there and said, Tyler Perry was the first person to pay me my quote. And that's a black man. Well, he says, I'm the first person to pay Tarji P. Henson the most money she's ever made. And then we said, but did you pay her fairly? And then he said, I paid her more than she's ever made. What does that mean, brother? When you go and buy Tiffany Haddish a car, see, if we remember the movie Cadillac Records, I'll keep buying you a car, but I won't give you what you're worth. So,
because if I give you what you're worth, you can buy your own car.
I don't need you to buy no car. I don't need you to pay for me to go on no vacation. Just give me what my resume says I'm supposed to get. So when you ask me how does it feel to not hear him come out, I've seen The Wiz. And that's why I am so passionate about it. And I'm grateful that I do have my husband, because I can get extremely passionate about it. And I don't want to ever seem like I'm talking harshly about my brothers and sisters, but it takes me to a different place when I feel like you're scamming us. And I feel like you're not being honest and truthful. And that's why the same story keeps repeating itself, because we keep doing the same history over and over and over again. I'll butter you up, and I'll be damned if I'm gonna pay you.
See, what you didn't hear is that he offered Monique $500,000 as his way of saying, I'm sorry for what she's gone through, which in no way, shape, or form was paid for that. And we say, no, keep your money. Just tell the public their truth. It's kind of like Tina Turner saying to Ike, listen, you keep the masters, you keep the money, I just need my name.
Right, because your character you know.
All she asked for was a name.
Right.
And he couldn't give her a name.
And, as expected, Monique's suspicions were confirmed when Sykes made public the ongoing devaluation and underestimating of black women in the entertainment industry. Obviously, it's obvious that Monique attempted to warn Taraji P. Henson about the difficulties she may encounter in Hollywood, but Henson disregarded her advice at first, or at least that is what the rumors say. But not too long after joining the team, actress Taraji P. Henson also recently agreed with Monique when she talked about how frustrated she is with the ongoing salary gap black women in Hollywood suffer in an interview with SiriusXM.
And when you start working a lot, you know, you have a team. Big bills come with what we do. We don't do this alone. The fact that we're up, here's a whole entire team behind us. They have to get paid. So when you hear someone saying, oh, such and such made $10 million, no, that's not, that didn't make it to their account. Know that off the top, Uncle Sam is getting 50%, okay? So do the math. Now we have $5 million. Your team is getting 30% or whatever your team is off of what you grossed, not after what Uncle Sam took. Now do the math. So I'm only human, and it seems every time I do something and I break another glass ceiling, when it's time to renegotiate, I'm at the bottom again, like I never did what I just did, and I'm just tired.
According to the actress, even with her Oscar nomination and leading parts in popular movies like The Color Purple, Hidden Figures, and the television series Empire, Henson now says she still gets paid less than her white colleagues. Henson highlighted in the interview the extra trouble she has received just for speaking up for equal pay, and the discrimination she receives in the field for coming forward, exactly what happened with Monique.
I get that. It wears on you, you know? Because what does that mean? What is that telling me?
What is it telling you? Yeah. And what does it tell me?
Yeah. You know? And if I can't fight for them coming up behind me, then what am I doing? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then
And
they
it's
tell
so
me we
glamorous,
don't
yes.
translate overseas.
Yeah.
I'm tired of hearing that my entire career, 20 plus years in the game, and I hear the same thing, and I see what you do for another production, and when it's time for us to go to bed, you don't have any money. They play in your face. And I'm just supposed to smile and grin and bear it and just keep, like, enough is enough. That's why I have other things. I have my TPH brand. I have my mental wellness. I have other things because this industry, if you let it, it'll steal your soul. But I refuse to let that happen.
Yes.
She revealed that, despite her shown track record of success, producers frequently use justifications like her alleged lack of worldwide appeal to justify paying her less. Now, fans along with other celebrities, such as Cat Williams and the director of the movie The Color Purple that Henson has recently been a part of, have responded strongly to Henson's open remarks, with many expressing support and solidarity for her position.
It was the saddest thing ever, because imagine being in your genre, in your sub-niche, whatever it is. Imagine being in your lane. Imagine being one of the very top of your lane. That to the point where if they don't take you for the role, there's not 3 black actresses that they can say are bigger than you that we're gonna give this to. Imagine you being at that point and have to humble yourself and say, they're not paying me, y'all. And they not making my pay go up because I'm doing better or nothing. It don't matter to them that I'm famous and people know me or nothing. They want to pay me exactly what they paying the new girl. And I've been suffering under it for a decade now and just taking it. I just been getting whooped. But I just gotta come say, this is wrong. We should be ashamed. But this is a country where we don't pay the teachers and then we say the kids is the most important thing. You can't have both of them. If you do that, we're gonna end up with a generation that can't read.
You know, if you're a director, it's a huge responsibility because you're gonna be the one with them every day. No one should tell you who to pick for this work. It is sacred work. Again, going back to that. And if our collective faith, I say this all the time, your faith in me, my faith in you, is how this movie comes together. There's no amount of paying a superstar to come play Suge will give this performance. This is you believing, right? And so I say that to say, I hope the work we did breaks those terrible and discriminatory ways. They get to see that we did it our way and we won.
Surely, Henson is not the first Black actress to raise awareness of this problem. For instance, Cat Williams stated that Hollywood shunned him after he boldly spoke out about how powerful people in the business abused him. He says that Hollywood canceled him for speaking out about being mistreated and not keeping quiet.
These people are not powerful. Satan can't create anything. That includes blessings for his people. That's why, you know what the #1 job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is? What? Is to act like it didn't happen. They all do the same job. Why do you think Gary Owen can't cross over and he already white and been in comedy for 25 years? If what I say ain't the case. It's a cabal, it's a consortium. They rock with who they rock with and they don't with who they don't.
Williams thinks that this issue won't be fixed until Black actors work together as a team. He says that some Black stars, like Tyler Perry, keep other people out and make them feel less important, which makes the divide in the community even bigger.
Like we put too much pressure on Tyler Perry. You know what I mean? He ain't put nobody on. The people that been in his productions, they not famous. All of them can walk through the mall without security. Be what you gonna be, but put your people on. If you a gay person and you in there, put some other gay people on. Put somebody on. Or don't be wondering why people keep saying gatekeepers. Because clearly, y'all are keeping these gates.
That's all for today. Do you think Monique and Tarji will be joined by more of their community? Let us know in the comments below. For more updates, hit the bell icon